Every episode's a journey. Let the truth unfold. Real talk from the heart. Never scripted, never cold. We speak light, speak love, elevate the game. Every word hits different when it comes from the flame. Turn it up, tune in, let the story unlock. It's your boy Mike here. Welcome to the pod, non-stop with. Yeah. One life, one mic, one moment to speak. Real conversations, listen deep. Different stories, different views. Understanding changes the truth. This ain't about being right, it's about being real.
Welcome to One Life. This is how we heal.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the One Life podcast, where real conversations meet real life, and purpose is always part of the process. It's your boy, Mike M to the I to the C Reed, and I'm here with my guy, Trent. Today, we're talking about something that almost everybody is feeling, but hardly anybody is really saying out loud. We're talking about burnout. Not the kind people post about, not the I just need a vacation type. We're talking about the kind that sits with you, the kind that makes you find tired even after you sleep, the kind where you're still showing up, still smiling, still holding business, but inside you're running on empty. And the crazy part is we've normalized it. We've made being overwhelmed look like success. We've made exhaustion look like dedication. We've made pushing through the only option, but at what cost? Because if we're being real, a lot of people aren't just tired. They're disconnected from their energy, from their purpose, from themselves. So today, we're going to start slow and slow it down and really unpack this. What burnout actually looks like, not just on the surface, but in real life. How it hits differently depending on where you are in your life, your age, your responsibilities, your mindset, and more importantly, how do you recognize it before it breaks you? So Trent, let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt burnt out? And did you even recognize it in the moment, or did it hit you after the fact?
I would say this week.
Yeah. No, talk about
this
it.
week. And in the moment, I actually did recognize it. It's actually at work on the job. Like I sat down and it was like a lot going on, and I was just kind of like, man, like I'm done right now. Like for the day, I'm done. Like mentally, I don't have any more. I don't have nothing else to give.
And you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, and shout out to my boy Carlos. Carlos actually said that one time on the show, and even like when Carlos worked with me last year, like he would come in just high energy, right? And he would just leave it out all on the table, all on the court out there, on the blacktop. And at the end of the day, one day I just looked at him and I was like, damn, dude, what's wrong? And he was like, dude, I left it all out there today.
Man.
Like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is, like, I feel the same way some days, right? But we love what we do. We love giving back. We help.
Sure.
Love helping the kids. So it's not that we don't like our jobs. Like some burnout people, they hate their jobs. That's why they get up late. That's why you see them rushing through traffic in the morning because they hate where they're going.
Yeah.
So they late for it, right? But what you're talking about is just a different type of burnout.
Yeah. It's more so, like for me, it's more so like mental.
Yeah.
Because what we do, it does take a lot of like your mental capacity. Like, and it's crazy because coming from like past jobs that I was working was more like physical. Like I'm using more of my body to get this job done. Now that switch going from that to like mental is kind of like, wow, this is like draining mentally. Yeah. Like when I get off, sometimes I don't even have words for my wife. Like she's talking to me and I'm listening, but I'm like, she's looking for a response, but I'm like, I really don't have anything to tell you right now.
Dude, I be doing the same thing. And it's like, sometimes I do feel bad, right?
Yeah,
because
I do too.
Like she be like wanting to talk. Like sometimes like after school, like she has all this energy. She just be wanting to talk. And I'll be like, dude, I just need 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I just need to decompress, like, because today was a day.
Yeah. Today was a day, and it doesn't end until we actually walk out the building.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm getting in the car with her, and she's trying to tell me about her day, and I want to listen to you. I really do. I don't want to be rude. I want to be attentive to you and everything. But in that moment, I'm just like, dude, I just need like.
It's like that's where, like, in that moment is where you just want to take your breath.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you just want to just let it all out and just let it, like, because it's kind of like when we disconnect, right? Is you just want to like really just disconnect. You don't want to hear nothing. You know, you just want to disconnect for a minute, right, and then slowly get back into the real world, so to speak.
And I would even say, like, even discovering that, it's kind of like I feel like now I think being mentally drained is more like a lot worse than physically.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it's like physically, you know, I can lay down, rest, you know, ice myself, do what I need to do. But mentally, it's like, man, like I probably had other tasks that I wanted to complete today, but right now I don't even have the, you know, strength to just go through because like I just needed just a break.
No, yeah, and
It's crazy. So like I commend people that can still like just go ahead and push through and just go to the next thing after having a day, like, you know, like that. So yeah.
But yeah, mentally, like mental stuff sticks with you. It doesn't, like you said, physically you can rest your body and your body resets, right? It heals and you're good to, you know, either an hour, next day, whatever, however your body operates. Mentally, man, this type of work, this type of stuff can actually turn into trauma.
Yes, it can.
And we have to be careful because it can also turn into secondhand trauma.
Yeah.
Because of the things that we're witnessing, the things that we're seeing, even if we're not directly involved, because we're still there and we're still witnessing it, we're seeing it firsthand. Like that's secondhand trauma that sticks with you on top of everything that we're actually doing. So you have all this mental stuff that you're taking in. It's kind of like social media. Like a lot of people don't understand that. When you're scrolling through social media and you're seeing all this stuff on your feeds and you're spending all this time on social media, you're still intaking all that stuff.
Yeah, because everybody, like on social media, everybody's business becomes yours now.
Yeah.
And it's vice versa. Like your business becomes everybody else's. So you are taking in everything that this person may be doing in their life, and you have whatever you got going on in your life. And it's like, okay, now you're trying to balance the two and like, you know, differentiate the two, and it's like it's draining.
It's draining so much. I get it, man. Like what we do is not easy, and it's crazy is that, like you said, like this week, right? And we just literally had a meeting about this. It's and I want to say that our supervisor, I love working with her because she is amazing, and she really does have our back, and she really do be trying to get us to slow down and like say stop doing too much, right? But I think because where we are in our lives and in our space, we want to help and we see the need and we know what it takes for us to help, that we don't want to slow down. So again, it's not our jobs. Like we love our jobs. We love what we do. But when you're working as part of a team, and even a bigger team, when you have, you know, the schools involved, the district involved, you know, parents, they're one team, the school is one team, the district is one team, admin is another team, and you have all these other different teams. Like we really do all have to be on the same page for this to work.
Y'all work together.
If one team is not working, you know, at the full capacity that they should be, you know, and it's not to put blame anywhere, but it does put that burden on other teams to pick up the slack. So that's where burnout can come as well, because that's where the mental stress is, and it's like, you know, you don't want to give up. You don't want to just kind of leave the kids hanging or just be like, you know what, I can't deal with this kid, on to the next kid, right? Because we truly believe no kid left behind, like no matter what. Like even our teammate today, when he was saying that, you know, he didn't want to give up one of his mentees, you know, because he said he still has hope for him. Like he sees it in him. I think we all do. And I feel like we all believe that that's what he needs.
For sure.
Because he needs that consistency in his life. And we all understand that. So for me, yeah, it's like, it's not the job per se, but it's like all teams need to be on the same page. Like we all need to be working on all cylinders, every day. But I can get like how that's hard. I can get and understand how it can become frustrating at times, because mentally it is draining.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, I guess you can call it like the domino effect.
Yeah.
Where once one thing falls apart, everything else does, because like you could have your thing structured to the T.
Right.
And it's like, hey, I run a strict program here. You step in this space, this is what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But like I said, in every situation, people can always find like a loophole or that little opening and that crack to slip through. And once that happens, everything else just gets destroyed, even if you have it together, because it's like they know what they can and cannot get away with.
Right.
When you're dealing with just people in general. So then it causes this breakage with your company or, your employees. And then that's when you get the splits between like students and staff and staff, like all of those things happen because of that one little slip.
Right.
So that's why it is important to have everybody on the same page, because people don't realize, like, it starts off small with everything. It starts off small, eventually it grows.
Right.
Like cancer. So, and once it gets big, it's like, oh shoot, what do I do? Or what can we do? How can we fix the problem? And most of the time people wait till it's that big of a situation, till something chaotic happens to finally decide, hey, I need to switch this up. I need to change this, or else I'm on my last leg.
Right. But that goes back to like how we was talking, off camera, is you also have to be in alignment with what's going on. Yeah. You have to be in tune with what's going on. Yeah. So that means you have to be present. What's really going on. Yeah. Like you can't come from somewhere else, right? And the program may have worked over here, right? But we're in a different environment. And you got to learn how to adapt, because that might not work over here. Yeah. Which we see. Yeah. Like a lot of things you get from over here is not going to work over here. So again, you have to be present to understand that. You have to be in tune with that and understand that, because that's how it's going to work too. You have to adapt. Now I get having basic principles and like a basic foundation and
standard.
I get all that. But at the same time, you got to adapt too, and you have to listen to the people that have boots on the ground.
For sure.
You have to listen to your team. You have to listen to your people that's in that grind every day. Yeah. Because they're telling you like what's going on.
Yeah. It's like having spies. Like the people that's in the field are your spies. They come back and report to you and let you know, hey, this is what we see. This is, because I think like what you're saying, like being able to run a successful business as a business owner is also being able to have your hands in many different places without actually being there. So it's like, hey, if I have, somebody in this region, in this area, and I have somebody else in this area, I need to meet with y'all on a weekly basis, if not daily basis, somehow, some way, whether it's via phone, in person, or whatever, so y'all can update me on what I don't know. Yeah. So that way I can know how to move on or move forward from this with these situations. So like being able to have somebody that is very versatile, that's from both, can play both sides of the fence. Like, hey, I have this street background, but I can have an intellectual conversation with this company too. I can sit in front of a CEO and, bounce ideas and situations off of him and make something happen. Like I think being able to place people in those specific areas where it's needed will actually boost your situation, boost your company, and, everything will just fall into place, because like you said, like when it's like having the head person and they're not all the way, how can I say, structured or, together with their situation, is like again, a domino effect. Then it falls into the next people under you. Then it falls into that. Then it falls into your soldiers or your spies, how you could say. Now everything is scattered. So it creates miscommunication, misinformation, and now this is happening. And then say, for instance, you do bring some more people in and you have other people looking like, okay, so what's going on with this?
Right.
What's going on with that? Like, why we don't know about this? Why are you not telling us this? Like, y'all making these moves, but we just not hearing about it.
Right.
Why? Like, I thought we were a team. So I think it's important to really build that relationship with your team. Like, let people know who you are. Let people know what you're thinking. Like, being able to relate. Because think about it. Our job is pretty much based off building relationships.
Yeah.
Everything we do is based off building relationships.
100%.
So if you're running a job based off building relationships, the most important thing you should do with your team before you put them on the field is build a relationship.
Know your team.
Know your team. Build a relationship.
No, I mean that, but you know what? That's crazy because that's like leadership 101, right? Like, know your team, know the strengths, know the weaknesses of every person, so you know where to put them. Sure. I'm not going to put somebody over here that's weak in that area. Yeah. Like, I already know the outcome, I already know the results. Why would I do that?
Take it for sports terms, knowing personnel.
Yeah.
Also, like, being able to trust your coach.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to play for somebody I don't trust. I'm not going to go all out and leave it out on the floor for somebody I don't trust.
Right.
I don't even know. I don't see you. I don't know you. You know, so it's like, hey, like, we don't have anything. So what do I look like? Yeah. Breaking my neck, breaking my back for them. You know what I'm saying? Knowing, like, when you know your team and you know in personnel, you know what this person can do. I know what that person can do. I know what that person capable of. Like, hey, I may have a spot up shooter here. I may have a point guard that can see the floor. He knows his role. Right. Like the Spurs, you know. They were known for everybody knowing their role and thriving in their role. That's why they were able to win championships. 100%. It's the same thing, knowing who can do what.
And, you know, that's a great analogy because the Spurs never had, like, all-star players like a Kobe or Shaq, Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't.
They did it real simple.
It wasn't.
And think about Tim Duncan. Very fundamental.
Yeah, it wasn't sexy.
It wasn't.
It wasn't sexy.
Fundamental stuff. Yes. He knew his role. He knew his shots. He knew how to, you know, all that stuff.
Tony Parker, Ginobili. Yes, they had key people that could play with the best of the best, but they were a force to be reckoned with when they were together and on the same page, and could nobody do nothing about it. You know, and it was 100%. Unexpected. You know, because these people, like you said, they're not big names. So when you don't see big names, you're not expecting anything spectacular. Like, okay, I think we're gonna run through them. Yeah. Like, you know, and the whole time is like, okay, what are we doing wrong? Because it seemed like they're pretty much doing everything right down the field, from the defense to the offense. Mm-hmm. Somebody's always in the correct spot. Somebody's always open. Somebody, you know, you know what I'm saying. So
but like I said, that's leadership 101, man. You got to know your team. You got to know the strengths of everybody. You got to know just them as a human being, like, you know, and I always said that, like, that it even starts from the interview process. Yeah. Like, what kind of interview process is your leadership doing? Are you just hiring anybody just to fill positions, or, like, are you really venting people? Because especially with, like, what we do, like, I really feel like, and I get, like, what we do, like, the money is good, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like most people, they see the job interview, not the job interview, but the posting, and they see the dollar signs, but they don't really pay attention to the description of what they really there for, right? Because me, if I was in this hiring position, I'm looking for people that actually live this life, that actually want to help people, that are actually already doing that outside of before I hire you. Like, how are you helping people? Like, what are you doing every day to even make yourself better? Because if you're a mentor, that means you're doing all these things. You're trying to build growth. You're all about positive energy and all this stuff, right? So what are you doing on a daily basis? I would be asking all these questions. Sure. Because if you're not doing any of these things, how you expect to mentor a student and tell them to do it?
Yeah, because, and it makes perfect sense. Kind of, I'm going to use the sports analogy again. Like a mentor, you're a coach. You know, so you're setting yourself and your team up for success. So everything you're doing is setting the next person up that's watching you, and you're leading up for success.
Right.
So if you are gathering people that has a passion for this or whatever, you never know. You set them up right, and they branch off and do their own thing that's correlating with everything that you built. You never know what could come for you at the end of the day. Like, they may be able want to partner with you on other things, like in certain areas that you've been trying to get in for a long time, but you couldn't. But that one person that you actually like took the time out to, like you said, vet and train properly and, you know, put in this place, took all of those things and was like, okay, cool, I can carry this and do this myself. Right. And now we're here and I'm at the top with you. So now it's like, hey, let's work together. Let's figure something out. Those things happen. Yeah. But I don't think people think about that.
They don't.
It's like, hey, I just need to fill these seats. So whoever wants to get in, you can get in, you know? And then, again, it creates a revolving door. So now it's like, okay, I got this group of people, and say, for instance, I got 6 people here. 4 of them not really doing what they're supposed to do. I just got these 2. So eventually I got to get rid of these 4. So now I got to bring another 4 in. And it's just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. So,
you know, it kind of reminds me of like entertainment. Entertainment is more out of sight, out of mind. Everybody's heard that expression, right? So during pre-production, you know, and even before pre-production and development, you have your production team that says, okay, you know what? Just got a script in. We're going to buy this show and we're going to produce it, right? So the first thing they do is they start developing the show, right? Yeah. So before you start developing the show, you need all your team members, right? So you need producers, co-producers, writers, you know, all these people that's going to be on set. So out of sight, out of mind comes from, and this is where I've learned this early on when I was in entertainment. Like, this is why I was always in people's faces. I was always letting people know what I do. Not going up to someone, oh, I'm this, I'm that, blah, 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 right? I would just always be in people's faces, right? Because people, whenever they needed, like, because I started off in graphics and TV. So whenever someone needed graphics, like, oh, call Mike. Mike can do that, right? Because I was always in somebody's face, right? And I let it be known, like, what I did. Same concept. When you are always in someone's face and you stand out, you're doing extra, going that extra mile, that stands out to people. So just like in development, like we'll be sitting there and be like, okay, we need a set designer or we need a wardrobe person. It's whoever comes to mind first. Who stood out from you from the last show? Yeah. You know, and we all talk about it. Oh, you know what? I got somebody. Because this person, I worked with them on the last show. They did amazing because they stood out to me. Those are the people that's going to get called first.
That's true.
So when you go that extra mile, and kind of we talked about this right before we left work with our supervisor, like going that extra mile, doing that extra stuff. I mean, you got to see value in your people, and you got to take care of your people. Because if you don't, guess what? Somebody else will. And I've always believed in everybody's replaceable, right? It's true. However, if I just let you go, if I let Trent go, right? I know Trent's a great mentor. Trent is a great person, great human being. I know what you're about. I know what your morals about, everything, right? I can be like, okay, yeah, you go. I can find another Trent. But what do I have to go through to get to that next Trent? I might have to go through 5, 6, maybe 7, 10 other people to find another Trent. Why would I want to go through that stress when I have Trent right here? I know what I have in Trent. I know his flaws. I know his strengths. I know exactly what I got in Trent. Why do I want to get a new person and I got to figure out their strengths, their flaws? Maybe it's not going to work. But I know what I got in you. It's working. Why would I let you just walk away?
It's mentor.
I would not
Literally.
That's why I say I try to tell people all the time, take care of your people.
Yeah, sure.
When you know you have a gym and you got good people, take care of them, 100%. Because everybody is replaceable.
For sure.
But what do you think you're gonna go through to get that next person? If you even find the next person.
I finna say if that even happens.
What Jay-Z actually said that, remember, he has this song called Lost One.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He talks about that. That's when him and Dame split up.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, what was his line? Oh, you said you made hoe? Okay, make another hoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember that.
But it's true. It's like, no, like, you can probably come somewhat close, but no, you're not going to find another hoe. You're not going to find another Trent.
It's a once in a lifetime thing sometimes.
Yeah, you're not going to, there's not a, and Michael Jordan talked about this the other day because he was on an interview and somebody asked him, how does he feel about being the GOAT? He was like, I'm not. Yeah. He's like, I don't believe in that. He's like, I was great in my era, but you got Kobe, you got LeBron.
Yep.
Like, he's like, I don't believe in that. Like, you can't put me against Kobe, me against LeBron. He's like,
different eras.
It's different eras, different game. It's like all this other stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, it's always a great conversation to have, right? Just to have banner. But in reality, it's like, no, you're never going to find another Jordan. You're never going to find another Kobe.
Never gonna see another LeBron. It's like, it's rare that those things happen. Yeah, for sure.
But it's the same with people. It's saying like I'm never gonna find another Trent. Never gonna find another Carlos. Even though he was great, but look, he went on. He's at another school. He's doing great, right? Yeah. Then I got you, but I don't have. You're not Carlos. You're Trent. Yeah. So take care of your people. Like you gotta always take care of your people.
Yeah. But yeah. So like I said, that's. Like today was kind of like an example of a lot of those things that we just discussed. Cause even like I said, we're not taking care of your people. That causes burnout because people are feeling like, hey, like I'm doing all of this. I'm going the extra mile. I'm giving you this. I'm giving you that. And it's like, you're overlooking me. Yeah. You know, you steady looking the other way. Then it's like, oh, well, hey, I got an idea. Let's try this. Like, I told you to do this a long time ago. Right, yeah. I told you to do this a long time ago. Now you want to try it, and it's like you don't want to be the I told you so guy. Like, you don't want to be the I told you so person.
I said that. I said that earlier.
You said that,
I said that earlier. And I really do. You should listen to this, too. Because, lately, like, she was always, like, lately she been saying, you know what, you was right. You was right. Am I lying? You didn't say that last night. Thank you. They were like, okay, you was right. And it's like, I like being right, but I hate being I told you so guy. Like, I don't never want to be the I told you so guy. Like, sometimes I be dropping little subtle hints like, hey, you should probably do this, or hey, this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, like, hey, this is going to happen, because I don't want to be I told you so. Yeah. Like, I actually hate being that guy. Yeah. But sometimes I be telling people because it's like, you're not hearing me. Yeah. Like, what do I got to do for you to, like, trust me? Like you said, trust, right? Like, trust me. Have I not proved myself? Yeah. Have I not showed you that I know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's like, come on, y'all.
Yeah. And like I said, when you're dealing with companies specifically, it's like, of course, like, say, for instance, you got a CEO or a head manager or whatever. Sometimes people let their position get in the way of what other people can bring. So it's like, hey, like, I'm here, you're here, you working for me. Right. So it's like, hey, why would I listen to you, even though, like you said, we're in the field. Right. I get it, you are here. That's great. But what I'm also giving you can elevate you even more in the situation even more, because I'm seeing it every single day. I'm seeing what could be fixed, like how they, like, well, when people become businessmen off seeing the need, feeling the need. Right. So it's like, hey, if I'm giving you, like, this is what needs to happen, or this is what's going to help change the situation, why not? Don't close me off because you're here and you feel like I'm here. Like, you're human, I'm human. Regardless of how much money you got, regardless of where you are, status, whatever, we're both human. You can't die with it, and you ain't gonna be able to take it with you when you pass away. Like, none of that. So at the end of the day, like, don't close me off because of the positions. listen to what I'm telling you. And I ain't even trying to sound like this how can I say, like in a certain way. I'm just actually saying like, listen to what I actually have to tell you, because I could probably give you something that'll help you as well, like regardless of where I'm at.
I think that mentality comes from most people are, just because you have a title, most people are afraid to approach certain people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. People with titles have egos and they talk down to people, right? And it's like, I always hated that. Like, I remember one time I was building this 91 unit apartment complex, right? And I had a group of guys that worked over at the corporate office. Yeah. And it was this billionaire guy. He's a real estate billionaire guy. And he was partner with the guy that helped build the building. And no one ever like saw this guy, right? He was always incognito, just no one ever approached him, never saw him, because he's a billionaire, right? And it was always crazy to me because these two other guys, so we was in the lobby because we just finished building the building. We was in the lobby and he was coming to see the building, like finished. Yeah. And I remember him coming into the lobby and everybody was just kind of standing there like, they was like, oh, Bob's here, right? And I went up to him and was like, what's up, Bob? Like, and he really looked at me and was shocked, right? Because no one ever comes up to him, like, unless you're a business partner, he like knows you. And I was like, what's up, man? How you doing? And I was just like, welcome, like, what can I show you first or whatever? And his partner actually came over, and then they went off and, did a tour or whatever. But then everybody was like, dude, you really went up to Bob and just like shook his hand like that? And like, dude, he's a human being.
Yes.
Like, I grew up in the music industry and around TV people, so it's like nobody impresses me. Yeah. You're human.
Yep.
Like, I don't care how much money you got.
That's fact. and I even feel like people forget that some of those people started where you was at.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
They started where you was at.
100%.
Some of them got there early, some of them got there later in life, but they started exactly where you was at. Right. So it's like, why go up to them and try to put on this fake persona of you instead of just being you? Because they're going to be them regardless.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I've always said I'm not scared to talk to nobody. Like how you were saying earlier, I can go in any boardroom, any business meeting, wherever, and talk to anybody. Yeah. I can go to the streets right now. I can go to the hood right now, have a conversation with somebody hanging out on the corner. Yeah. Not scared to talk to nobody. Yeah. Jay-Z even said it. He's like, I go into every room as me. No different. Every single room I step in, I'm me. Yeah. I don't change for nobody. Period. And I've always lived by that. Yeah. I don't hesitate. I don't get nervous. I'm like, cool. What you want to talk about?
Yeah. Because even from my experience, like TJ from Cross Colors. Yeah. Like he's built a great brand. He made a significant amount of money, but you meet him, he's him. Like he's not looking at you a certain way. He's not, he's him. Like you can have a real regular conversation with him. Right. Hey, how was your day? I was asking, hey, how was your day? How you been? Just talking to him. Like he's one of those people. So it's just like, it shows you like people just get this, have this misconception of like people with, I guess, status, Yeah. Like, oh, well, you might run into like one person of status that has this demeanor about them, and you just kind of label everybody else as this is what they are, this is how they are, instead of like actually trying it out for yourself and let me actually see if this person is that way. Right. And not, or people don't recognize they probably was that way because they recognize the fake persona that you put on. So they was like, okay, I know how to deal with you.
100%.
So,
I do that a lot too.
I know how to deal with you. Like I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to do. Right. Instead of just talking to me as if I'm Trent, you're talking to me as the businessman, of this the owner of this company. It's like, no, talk to me as me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we can build from there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I feel like people miss. And that's something I even had to learn. Like, hey, when you meet these people, don't go in there trying to impress them or sell them something or sell yourself. Just, hey, go in there.
They'll see right
You know
through.
what I'm saying? Like, they'll see, oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, you have a nice day, whatever. Like your friend, Dwayne, right? That guy that was there that day, I'll never forget that. That guy that was talking to him for a while after everybody was clearing out. After a while, he just kind of was like, all right, go. Like, go about your day, man.
Right, like, all right, dude, I'm trying to give you game, trying to teach you, but you're not listening, but okay, cool.
Yeah, so and I seen that. So seeing that firsthand was kind of like, okay, I know what not to do in that situation.
No, and you know what? And I can 100% attest to that and tell you that's how most people are when they get around people like Dwayne.
Yeah.
Celebrities, same way. And that's why, like, I used to tell people all the time, like, because people will always say, like, celebrities are assholes, right? When they try to meet you or they see them out, whatever. And it's like, no, they're not assholes. It's just how you guys approach them.
Yeah.
And they get tired of it. Like, that's a mental burnout.
Yeah, you get burnt
it's
out.
Like you go in there and trying to tell them certain things, and it's like, no.
Like, dude, I got somebody trying to show me something or sell me something every single day.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all not see me?
Yeah.
That's what they be feeling like. Don't y'all see me? Like,
Right.
just come talk to me. I may have had you simply just asking how was your day could probably turn that conversation into something that you actually looking for.
Yeah.
But people don't know that because they think, they just look at you as an opportunity instead of a person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, and I had to learn that at a young age too, and I did learn it. I had great relationships with a lot of celebrities, with people that I actually never worked with, but to this day, like even like I'll give an example. You know who Chris Spencer is? Chris Spencer. He's a comedian. Like he's a producer now. He's the one that he the one gave Kevin Hart his first shot. So he's a big comedian, old school comedian, but he's also a producer of a lot of shows and like a bunch of stuff that he did. But anyways, I met Chris when I first started off in the industry, and this is how I kind of tell people how to network. It's kind of like I did the blueprint of it. I saw him one day. Somebody introduced me to him one day, right? And I used to hang out at this one particular club. And I would always go there without my friend who introduced me to him. The second time I saw him, I just went up to him, be like, hey, what's up, Chris? And I walked away. I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't be like, hey, you remember me from last week? I didn't seem like I was a fan, whatever, or a groupie. And then the next day after that, or the next week after that, I went back. He was there again. And I was like, what's up, Chris? And he was like, what's up? And then, again, I walked away. It was just in passing. Like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Walked away. I think it was the third or the fourth time that I saw him. I didn't say nothing to him. And he looked at me. He was like, hey, aren't you, didn't I see you last week or met you last week? I was like, oh, yeah. And he was kind of like puzzled. He was like, where I know you from? I was like, oh, Claude. He introduced us a few weeks ago. You know, I work with Claude over at, CWB. He was like, oh, yeah, that's right. He was like, what's up? He was like, what's your name again? I was like, Mike. And he was like, what's up, Mike? Never talked about what I did. At this time, he doesn't even know what I do, right? And that was it. Yeah. Saw him again a few times later, and every time I see him to this day, it's like, hey, what's up, Mike? Yeah. Like he just knows me. Yeah. And we just have a cool relationship. Yeah. It's not about business. Like I've always wanted to work with him, but the opportunity just never arose. But that relationship and that just coolness, like, was just like...
Yeah, because it was based off a simple gesture.
Yeah.
You wasn't trying to force the relationship either.
Like, and that's how I've always... But just that example is how I built all my relationships with everybody. Yeah. That's it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, and then I feel like that also comes with sometimes being able to read the room too. You know
oh yeah, we know about reading the room. Huh?
You gotta be able to read the room. Like I said, that time that you took me out there, like I learned that firsthand. Just seeing, like okay, I kind of played the background, just kind of watching, like seeing how people interact with people, how and even like how you saying like treating your people right and everything, and the first impressions and all of that kind of come into play, because what you was talking about earlier kind of happened with what you just said kind of happened with me, with Miss Lisa. Yeah. You introduced me to her. I wasn't really pushing nothing. Like, I told her about my brand, but I wasn't pushing, like trying to, hey, I'm just like, hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing? Just kind of chilling, whatever, laid back. And then we had that brief conversation. Not much was said, and then the opportunity came up for the upcycle situation, and she said first person she thought about was me.
And it was. She called me. She called me that night, and I knew about the thing, but I didn't say anything, right? Because she was running it, and she called me that night and was like, "Hey, do you think Trent would be interested in this?" And I was like, "Absolutely, he would be." Yeah. And she's like, "Well, you think you can give him a call?" Yeah, and I called you immediately. I was like, "Hey." She wanted to answer right away. So, but I mean, that was all Lisa. She was like, she thought about you. So obviously, you made an impression on her, and that impression, it was important because it stuck with her.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a major thing.
No.
It was just a simple gesture.
Yeah.
So
But I do that all the time, man. It's kind of like how when I always say I know people, like for many years, I've always just, again, read the room, paid attention to people. Everybody has habits, right? Yeah. Everybody has patterns. And I just pay attention to people's patterns.
Same.
I pay attention to what people are doing. That's why I always tell people I just need 15 minutes to sit down and talk with somebody, and I can probably tell you how you are. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and I do too, which is why, like, our job is the way it is. Yeah. Is because it's sometimes I can't help but see certain things that I really not trying to see.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be like, man, like, it's like a gift and a curse sometimes because it's like, man, like, it works in your favor in a lot of ways, but it also puts you in situations like with our job. It's like, man, like, I'm over here trying to do this, but I see this is about to happen because I see, like, the kids, like their patterns, their behavior, like you kind of learn it.
That's like today when I was in the one room, right? Like I went into this room and we had already said we're going to like stop going a lot of calls, right? Which we have been. We dialed it down. But I went into this one room and mind you, I went in there for a specific reason. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I looked at the teacher, and I hear over the radio, strategic alert, and in the room that I was in. Yeah. And I guess she heard it on my radio, too. Yeah. So she looked over at me, and she's like, yeah, that was me. Yeah. And then I looked to her right, and I see the student, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I was
it'd
like,
be like that.
I was already right there, so it's not like I can just walk away, right? So I was like, damn. Like, I'm not, I didn't come here for that. But I handled it. And luckily, like, it was one of our heavy hitters. Luckily, like, the student, like, listened to me and backed off. So I was like,
but see, but that's the thing, like, having that, because I was even talking to my wife about that, because I've always been that person too. Like, even when I used to go out to clubs and everything, I was always just chill, laid back guy, and I could see what everybody, I could just see around the room, seeing what everybody was doing. I could see somebody doing something crazy that nobody else is seeing.
Dude,
and
man,
I'd be sitting,
when I tell you,
I would see it, but I'd be like, dang, I'll look around. Did anybody else see that? And I'd be like, dang, nobody saw that. And like, it's right in front of everybody too.
Right.
And I'd be like, okay, I just go about my day. Dude. And like, now being at this job, it's like, that happens. And I'll see 100%. Like something could be happening in the field. And we're over here, and I see it, and I be like,
it's body language.
You can see it. It's like, dang, not. But in this situation, I gotta say something now. Like this time, like being out there, I didn't have to say anything. I could just see it and be like, all right, I saw that. Or like being in certain situations where you were there, but because you're like just chilling, they don't know that you're there. Yeah. So you might have heard or see something in that situation, and then they'll come back around and they'll be like, dang, I remember this happened. I was like, yeah, I remember that too, because I was right there. You was? I was like, yeah, I was sitting right there. So yeah, those things happen.
Dude, let me tell you something. Since I was 12 years old, and this is true stories. Since I was 12 years old, because I grew up in the hood, right? Yeah. I don't know where I got this sense from, but I can always sense trouble. I always could tell when something was about to happen, right? So all the time, and you could ask like all the people I used to hang out with back then. I would always like be chilling, and, again, because I'm always like head on a swivel. I'm always paying attention to people. Yeah. And I think that's where I got it from. I've always paid attention to people. Yeah. And I could just be like, yeah, they up to no good. Yeah. I could just sense it, right? My bones. And I used to tell my boys like, hey, I'll be back all the time. And every time I came back, they'd be like, dude, you missed it. I'd be like, what? So-and-so had a fight with this. So-and-so did that. I'd be like, I was right.
Yeah.
100% right.
Yeah. And that's why I said
All the time. When I got older, like you said, in the clubs, when I used to go to clubs with my ex-wife and my peoples, all the times, I'm always paying attention. I'll be like, something about to happen. Hey, we should leave.
Yep.
The moment we left, it broke out.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And that's the thing. I would see that too. And in some cases, I wouldn't leave. For some reason, I don't know why. But in some cases, I wouldn't leave. And I'd be seeing, like, I could see, like, the shift. Yeah. And, like, say, for instance, you know, you got the dance floor, you got the crowd, whatever, right? You know, and I'm just seeing, like, okay, I see this dude eyeing this dude. This is about to go down. I can see them getting ready, you know? And it's like, and it happens. I'll be like,
true story.
Crazy.
This happened about 3 years ago out here. Mm-hmm. It was one of these clubs out here, or one of these restaurants that turned into a club at night. This was about 3-4 years ago. And one of my boys, they was doing a open mic night. And this guy I knew had just did an album or whatever. So he was going to like do a couple of songs, right? My body told me not to go. Because I was like, I don't really want to go. Yeah. But I also wanted to support him. Yeah. And I knew his people. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll go. So I ended up going, right? Me, whenever I go to clubs like that, I try to stand off into the back, into a corner somewhere, and like support. I'm not in the middle of everything. Yeah. So I watched just some people come in, and again, the moment they walked into the door, I was like, this ain't going to end right. This ain't going to end right. So I was off like in the back with one of my boys, and we, mind you, I wasn't scared because it was a group of us. I think it was like 6 or 7 of us. Yeah. But I was just with my boy, with one of them, and the other people was like across the dance floor on the other side. And the moment I saw this group of other people walk in, I was like, something about to happen. And I grabbed my boy. I said, hey, come on. And he was trying to rap at somebody. And I was like, he was like, what? I was like, dude, just come, right? And we went on the other side where the kitchen and the bar was. And I purposely positioned myself by the kitchen door. Like, whenever I feel this stuff, I'm always looking at the exits. Yeah. What's the closest exit? Where can I go? Right? And we went over there and stood there. And when I tell you, not 2 minutes that went by, all of a sudden, somebody from outside ran in talking about they shooting outside, but then the shooter came inside. I ducked into the kitchen and grabbed my boy and my other people. We ducked into the kitchen and hid underneath they had a bar in the kitchen that they, away from everybody, and hid underneath there. There was 2 waitresses at the bar, and they were just standing up looking around. I had to grab them by their shirts and like drag them down. And I was like, damn, I knew that shit was about to pop off. And the shooter came in and started shooting, but then he did it for like a half a second, then he went back out. Yeah. And 2 people ended up dying in the parking lot because they got shot. And I was just sitting there like, see, I shouldn't have came.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff like that too. I even remember, I even got a story. This dude, he got jumped. I remember, but we was at this house party. I was like, I think I just turned 18, like 18 or something. I was at this house party with my friends, right? We just chilling. And it's crazy because I could, like, my friend standing behind me, I'm kind of like in the front, whatever. And one of my other homeboys is like right next to me. So we all chilling, talking, whatever. But I'm talking, but I'm looking in the crowd. Right. I'm listening to him, but I'm looking. And I seen the whole situation played out. Like, it was this guy and his homeboy and his girlfriend. They were all there. And then I think the guy turned his back for like a second. And another dude came up to his girlfriend and was talking to her. So then when he turns around, the guy got all hostile, like, started talking crazy to the dude. But I'm like, dang, he don't know where he at. Because the guy that he was talking to, that was his people's house. So he don't know that this whole party surrounded with all his people. Yeah. And I'm seeing, like, as soon as he started doing that, I seen one dude on the stairs, his head turned towards the situation, another dude over here. And I'm like, oh, this finna go bad. Yeah. And it's just them two. It's just them two, like nobody else. And he just talking crazy. And the dude just like, all right, like he started getting hostile. And everybody just started turning their head. Everybody else still dancing, whatever. My homeboy still right here talking. I'm like, and I had tapped my homeboy. I was like, bro, look. He's like, what? And like they just Started talking. Next thing you know, the dude whose house it was, he had on a cast. He just hit him in the face with the cast. After that, you seen everybody just swarm in. Yeah. And when I say they tore that whole house up, I'm watching the whole thing. Like, they broke the kitchen table, like slammed dude on the kitchen table. His friend and the girl got beat up. Damn. All of them. And I'm just sitting there like, this is crazy. Like, and we looking, I'm like, and you can see people running out the crib. Like I said, for some reason I didn't leave. Right. Me and my homeboy still sitting there. We just watching everything go down. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, they just fighting. Dudes getting jumped, girls getting hit, and then eventually we was like, all right, let's go. So we just literally just walked right on out of there. Everybody still in the chaotic situation, but it's crazy because I've always seen that. Even if I didn't say anything, I still seen it. And I'd be like, man, why? Like sometimes I would enjoy it, but sometimes I would hate it.
No, me too. And I almost had a situation like that today where I was walking to go have lunch, right? I was walking across the blacktop, and I looked over, and I saw these two students talking. Mm-hmm. And I was like, just, again, body language. Mm-hmm. I was like, they about to fight. Mm-hmm. And I hated it because I'm trying to go somewhere else. Yeah. But then I looked around, there wasn't nobody around. I was like, yep. Damn. You got to say something. So I had to detour over here, and as I started walking towards them, they saw me, so they just walked away. Mm-hmm. And that told me, okay, y'all was about to fight. Yeah. So I was like, I was glad that they walked away, but I saw it, and I was like, and again, I pay attention to body language all the time, especially a lot of these students, because your body is a telltale sign of what's about to happen. Yeah, for sure. So I hate when those moments happen too, cause and I know you, like, we always like joke around about, damn, I was just going to the teacher lounge, and I can't even get there before something happened. It's like it's either that, it's like something happened, or I'm seeing it about to happen. Yeah, and I'm like, man, like I remember one time we was outside and we saw the boys, you know, the heavy hitters. They was having their look, and we was like, yeah, something to go down. And we was sitting there, we were watching the whole thing like play out, like And you know, it's crazy is because some days, like, whenever we have to walk from our room and I got to go across campus, and I know this may sound crazy, but sometimes I be mapping out, okay, I'm going to go this way. Yeah, me too. Because you want to avoid certain areas, right? Yeah. So you be like, okay, I'm going to go this way, then I'm going to cut over here and go this way. Mm-hmm. I do that too. I like, I really don't want to. Or like, I see them like they having PE, I be like, dang, what class is that? Like, right. I'm not going to go over there. Not even going to walk past there. That's funny how we do that. But again, I mean, just to go back to what we are talking about is that, and so like how we just had that conversation, right? Mm-hmm. This is how like I would conduct interviews. Yeah. Like if you interviewing for my job or mentorship job, like I want to get to know you. Like I want to know these sort of things because those are good instincts. Yeah. Like you're going to be a great mentor if you could do like how we do. Yeah. If we can read the room, if we can read people and understand people. Mm-hmm. Because for me, like I do that because I really truly want to understand people. So I'm present when I'm talking to you. I'm present when I'm around and I'm watching everything. Mm. You know what I'm saying? People that doesn't want to do the job, they're not going to be present. They're not going to have stories like that. For sure. So that's why I do that. Yeah. And even for me, it was like, honestly, I just started embracing that later on. Uh-huh. Like before then, I would just be like, why? You know, like, why all the time? Like, why is it would just happen. And I could never, like, help but, like I said, see and catch certain things, like body language, everything. Then I finally, as I started to get older, I started to embrace it. And even coming into this job, it made me embrace it even more. But see, that's crazy because it started when I was like 12, right? Mm-hmm. And probably when I got to my mid-20s, I was like, okay, well, that's when I realized, damn, like, is this a gift or what? It is. But then I started like you, like when I was in my 20s, like started to embrace it, right? And then I really started to try to understand it. Yeah. And was like, oh, am I supposed to know this stuff? Yeah. But at the same time, I think I also was like I don't want to know these things. Yeah, sometimes like, you'd be like with the kids, like you. Yeah, I don't want to know. Yeah, I might sometimes I gotta use the restroom. Let me hurry up, and it's like it happens. I'll be like, how did I come out? Why did I come this way? And it's funny because, like you said, and a lot of the times it does happen. Nobody's right there but you. Yeah. 100%. Literally, nobody's right there but you, and it's like, okay, dang. You looking around like, am I the only person that work here? Yeah. Like,
But that's what I said. Even when I those situations, I would see it. Nobody else saw it but me. Even though people were around, nobody else seeing it but me. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, y'all, how y'all not seeing this?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I used to hate it when I had those intuitions and like I would have to tell somebody something, and it was like, again, going back to like, I hate being the person to be like, I told you so. I tried to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I actually hate doing that.
Yeah.
I don't like being that person. But I can go on. I got a million stories like that. Now, I mean, I do it, and I just accept it. I can just see things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to see things, but I do. But what I want to do before we get out of here is talk about, like, what do we do to prevent the burnout? Like, not just like do what most people say, oh, just rest, right? It's that advice is, on surface level. Real burnout doesn't go away with a nap, right? It comes from how you're living, not just how tired you are. You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, stop doing the things that drain you, even if it's just temporary, right? So if you, like I was telling you earlier, and it's not always work. So I know we've been talking about work. It could be people.
Yeah.
I got a friend that I love to death. He's like a brother to me. I can only hang out with him maybe once or twice every 6 months because he mentally drains me. When I tell you, it's one of those times where before I call him, I hesitate.
Yeah.
And I got to prepare myself because I know I'm going to be on the phone for hours. And it's going to be nonstop of his shenanigans. Yeah. But I really, truly do, like, love this dude. Like, we grew up together. I love this dude. Like, but sometimes I be like, damn, why did I call that dude? Why did I call him? But I do want to check on him, right? Like, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't know how to keep it short and simple, and like, again, he don't know how to read the room. Yeah. So even if you're on the phone, you can read the room on the phone. Like, you don't have to be literally in the same room. You can read people's, responses and, hear their tone or their voice. It's like he does not let me get off the phone. And I just be like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think it goes with kind of what you said, like, how everybody always saying, like, rest. Yeah. But it's like, what does the rest look like? Yeah. In a sense, it's kind of like, hey, like, resting requires you to know the capacity that you can withstand or withhold. So it's like, I know, like, you can't talk to him for a while. So you might get this one time, you might not hear from me for a couple months. Yeah. But you know that. But that comes with setting boundaries. Yeah. So people hear rest and they just think, oh, I kind of just gotta shut everything down or whatever. And sometimes you have to. But it comes with being able to recognizing how to set boundaries. Something that you told us. Yeah. It's like being able to set those boundaries. Like, I know, okay, if I get too much of this, I'm going to feel this way. So let me draw the line here, and let you know where that line is and what that looks like. So that way you can't step over that. And if you do step over that, you know what comes with that. And, you can ask any older person. They would tell you, the older you get, the smaller your circle. I heard that. So true. Like, when I was your age, I had so many friends. Mm-hmm. And I used to hear that a lot, but like, that's crazy. Me, we cool. Like, I got, like, my group is cool. Mm-hmm. Dude, the older I got, people was just dropping off. But it wasn't like they were just dropping off. It was me setting those boundaries and not giving everybody access to me. Yeah. Right? Because I had to learn that too. So many people felt that they had access to me. They could just do what they want. Yeah. And I had to learn, oh, no, you don't have access like that. Yeah. Like, no. Yeah. So my circle got very small. My circle is so small right now. Yeah. And even then, that's something that I'm learning now, Like, I'll say, like, being at this elementary school, it has taught me a lot. Yeah. A lot of life lessons for sure. And even something like that, like knowing how to set your boundaries or whatever. But like I said, even in my friend group, I'm more active when I'm around them than when I'm not. So it wasn't hard for me to kind of like, separate whatever, when I would venture off or even when I moved out here. You know, we'll talk every now and then, whatever. They know that's how I am over the phone. You know, like we'll talk every now and then, but in person, you'll see a lot of me, you'll hear a lot of me. Once I kind of separate from you, it's kind of like, okay, I'm trying to figure out other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm kind of focusing on that and whatever. But so I think, like I said, just setting those boundaries and understanding, like defining what your rest is, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's protecting your peace.
Yeah,
and that's something I had to learn. The older I got, is really protecting your peace. Like I kind of was telling Kira earlier, like people got to do what makes you happy. You can't think about what that looks like for other people that's surrounding your circle, what that means to them. Like you got friends. And I know I have friends like this too, where, you got certain friends that think they're entitled because they have access to you. They think they're that close to you where you have to run everything by them, or you can't do this unless they're there. And it's like, no, like your piece is your piece.
You're giving them too much power.
Exactly. Like, but people, because we have friends and we have friends that we grew up with, and that's why I said, like, the older you get, the smaller your circle, because all that's going to start falling off. Yeah. Like once people start understanding, no, this is my piece. This is my space. Yeah. We cool. I love you, but this is my piece and my space. Yeah. You have to find out what works for you. For sure. And I don't need your validation. I don't need to run things by you. Yeah. I don't need your acceptance. Yeah. Like if I want to do this, I'm going to do this for me, for my peace and my peace of mind. Yeah. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's it. Like, there's no discussion about it. But, people argue with you about it and all this crazy stuff. But that's where you start separating yourself. That's where you start drawing those lines and having boundaries. Again, like even with the kids, setting boundaries. You're not going to talk to me like that. You can go home and talk to your parents like that. Yeah. Not talking to me like that. I don't allow my kids to talk to me like that. Yeah. Why am I going to allow you to talk to me like that? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I've set boundaries, and I think most students on campus now, like, know that, no, you're not going to come to me and talk to me like that. I'm always there for them. Yeah. I would never lock the door to them. But until they know how to come to me and talk to me, that's when we have a conversation. But it is setting those boundaries. But mental offload is one of the things that, burnout, how burnout looks out, for me, like, we travel a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
hit the boat.
Disconnecting, and I got to give her props because I had to learn that through her. Yeah, like before her, like I never took vacations, and I think that's where I got my mental burnout from. Like I never knew how to disconnect. She truly told me how to disconnect.
Yeah, same with my wife. She's still in the process. Hey, like put your phone down. Let's talk. Hey, like kind of just. She's taught me and still is teaching me how to like live in the moment. Yeah. And that's one thing I could, cause like even when we were just dating and I would come visit her and everything, like my mind would be so caught up on, okay, I got to take care of this when I get back. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like my mind would never shut down. Like it was just, I'm physically here, but mentally I'm back to what I need to be doing. Yeah. So yeah. And she was always like, just enjoy the moment. Like, just chill.
And you know what? And she's like that too. And it's hard for me to do that. And I'm going to be honest. Like, it's hard for me to do that only because all my life I've been an entrepreneur, right? So it's always just been me and my business and my next moves, my next paycheck, right? Yeah. So, like, now, we work for this company, we're in the schools. I get a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? But I know that's coming. Yeah. But being an entrepreneur, you don't know when your next check comes. Yeah. So for me, I never took vacations or never really truly disconnected because I always had to think about my next 3 moves because I always used to always having money. Yeah. Just coming in all the time, no matter what, no matter if it was Christmas, holiday. Yeah. I still had money coming in. So I always had different things going on because that's just the way I was. Yeah. So for me, like now, like we go on trips and stuff. Yeah, I love the trips. Yeah, I love it all. Do my mind still be like, okay, damn, when I get back, I got to do this. Yeah. I got to make sure this is cool. Right? I still do that a little bit. I remember one time we went on a date. We had a date night when was it? Like a couple of months ago. And she's like, okay, we're not going to talk about work. We're not going to talk about anything. We're just going to have a good time, be at this restaurant. So we're sitting at the table and we're talking. I messed up. Started talking about it. And she was just looking at me, right? And I was just going off, and I looked at her. I was like, oh, I broke the rule already, huh? She was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy because how you said yours come from you being an entrepreneur. And it was crazy what I'm about to say. Mine came from trying to build from the mistakes and poor decisions that I made early on. Mm-hmm. You know, now it's like, okay, I'm in a place. Like, I had my first son. I'm trying to figure out life now, trying to figure out what I want to be doing, where I want to be going. Basketball is over.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like, all right, what's the next situation? So my mind was always, how can I get to this? What do I need to do?
Right.
You know, what are the steps I need to take? What's the pivot? What's, you know, so it was there. So my mind would never shut down. Like, the only time it would shut down is when I would sleep. And that was only for a short period of time because I wouldn't sleep for long. I would have to get up, or I'll be up late thinking, and then go to sleep for a couple hours, get up, and it's like, you know, so there was no time for me to sit. So when me and my wife like started dating, she was that more of like the reset to like where, okay, hey, when you're out here, just calm down, just chill. Like, yeah, you have all of that, but that's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. And like I said, one of the defining factors for me when it came to her was also she like sat down with me and sorted out things for me. It was kind of like, hey, okay, this is what you need to take care of. Cool. I'm gonna write this out so you know what it looks like and sort it out for you. So when you go back home, you do this step by step.
Right.
And when she did that, I was kind of like, wow, that made it. It kind of like shut my mind off for that second. Like, oh wow, like it was like I was thinking it was so much. When she put it on the paper, it was like, oh, this all I have to do?
Yeah.
It was kind of like, okay, cool. You know, and then that's how things just started to grow. And it's still like that. Yeah. Like, she's that person that like, hey, like, I get it. You got all this. Like let me know, tell me, I can sort it out for you, show you, and then here. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
But you know what? But with that, because I will say this, like, I don't regret being like that, right? Because it did teach me something. One, it taught me not to be lazy. Yeah. Like, I'm not a lazy person. Yeah. Like, I had to learn how to take breaks. Yeah. Right. But I can still go. I can still stay up to 2, 3 in the morning and get back up at 5 o'clock and be at work. Right. So the one thing, you know how they always say everything you go through is for your better good, right? So that did teach me how to not be lazy and how to get things done when I needed to get things done. So I'm glad I have that skill, and, you know, I'm glad I went through that. Now, the older I got and, you know, the more work I'm doing, she taught me how to dial back and to take breaks, because I do need it, because I do need, you know, my cup refilled. Yeah. I can't just go around with an empty cup. So she taught me how to do that, which is now making everything better. So I get like how what Kira was trying to tell us is like, hey, slow down. I get that, because that's one of the things that we do need to do. We do need to slow down. We do need to set boundaries, but at the same time, like, and it is a fine line for us, like how you were saying, because earlier we were talking about the whole team, like when you look at it at a 30,000 foot view, like everything has to be working, you know. So until that happens, we're gonna do extra. Yeah. But I think you and I think our team, we're there for that. Like we understand that. Yeah. Would we like things to be easy? 100%.
Yeah, 100% for sure.
Love that. Yeah. But we're not in a perfect world.
For sure.
So until we get to that space, we're still there. We're still going to put in the effort. We're still going to show up every day. But until we get there where everything is just working the way it's supposed to, we're still going to do what we do. Yeah. And I don't think we mind that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I'm good with it, because I actually know how to, you know, take breaks. Even like, I think last week, I think we did a great job on not going to a lot of calls. Yeah. Not responding to a lot of things. We did. And even though we still had a hard week, I felt better about it.
I did. I ain't gonna lie, but I still had that itch. Like when I would hear the call out, I'll be getting ready to jump out. Like, hold on, let me sit back.
No, and I did too. Like even like today in our meeting when she was there, right? And I was listening to the radio and nobody was responding.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many more times do they have to ask for something until somebody respond? Like I just hate hearing that. You know, it's like I have a radio. I know everybody. If I heard it, I know everybody else heard it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that just comes from me just being older. Like, dude, we're here to do a job. Like, I get the frustration. I get, you know, people don't want to deal with certain students and certain situations, but we still got to do our job.
Oh, for sure.
We still got to do our job, 100%. We still got to do our job no matter what. I still have bad days. I still have, you know, the moments where I'll be like, I don't want to do this. Like how I was saying earlier, but we still got to do our jobs. We still got to show up and be responsible.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. So.
And even to the what Kira said about slowing down, and it's like me finally understanding now that I'm in a space to where I'm kind of forced to slow down a little bit, is like that gives you the chance to kind of see where the flaws at and see what needs to be fixed. And I feel like that would be something good for like the higher ups or whatever, you know, situation, like where we work at, the building that we're at, everything, to everybody just kind of, hey, like slow down, pay attention, see what's going on.
Right.
Like, and don't just exclude yourself from it. Like, see everything.
Yeah.
What you're doing, what they're doing, whatever, and really pinpoint. That'll give you the opportunity to pinpoint. But that also goes back to not shutting people out because of the position that you're in.
Right.
So, hey, I got my foot soldiers. I got this team. I got that team. Let's meet. Yeah, we do meet. But it's like, hey, but it's more so like, the meetings are more so like being told, they're asking, do we have anything? But it's kind of like, hey, after the fact of, I think we should be doing this. I think we should be doing that. This might be a good thing. This might work for us with no real backup plan.
Right.
Also, to add to that, then it's like, is there anything that you guys are seeing? It's like, I think they should reverse that. And it's kind of like, okay, let us go with open ears. Let us hear everything that you guys got. What do you have? What have you seen? What has been working lately? What it is? And let's build off that.
And you know what? We honestly, we did that last year because last year was the pilot program.
Yeah.
And we did that a lot. Yeah. Like last year we had weekly meetings like I have now. I'm going to bring that up too. That's a great point. Last year, our meetings was solely about like, okay, what worked at your school, what didn't work. Yeah. And this is what worked at my school, and this didn't work at my school. Like having those conversations, I think is very healthy, and I think we should do more of.
I think so too.
I think we should get back to that. But we haven't done that lately. I mean, not to minimize what we have been talking about in our meetings because it is important, but I think just that key factor, like we should definitely get back to that. Yeah. But rest isn't always sleep. Sometimes it's distance. Sometimes it's clarity. And sometimes it's finally being honest about what's draining you. That goes back to yesterday I was having a community circle. And it's about being honest, right? Like, you got to be honest about how you feel. I was just in this community circle, I had a few girls in there, and I was telling them, you know, asking them at the end of the circle, like, how they felt. Like I said, was this circle productive to you? Like, how do you guys feel? Do you feel like you got everything off your chest that you needed to say? And some was like, yeah. One girl was like, absolutely. I said everything I needed to say. Now it just stays in this room. I'm ready to move forward, which is great, right? But one girl was hesitant, and I think because she was a little sad. Yeah. And I was like, it's okay to say you're sad. Yeah. It's okay to say you're frustrated because the only way we can help you and the only way we can move forward is you have to be honest about how you feel right now. And so we can address it, so we can help you get through it. And so finally she was like, yeah, I'm just frustrated. I just want it to be over with. And not the circle, but just the drama that was happening. And it's the same thing with burnout. You got to be honest about what you're doing, who you're around with. If you don't want to do it no more, you have to be honest with it all, how you truly feel. Yeah. Because until you're honest with it, again, we can't address it and we can't move forward until you're honest about it. So
100%.
100%. Anyways, last words.
I would just say, like I said, take the time to assess like your day, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, everything, and just know your limits. Like, know your limits, know what you can handle, what you can't, and like you said, be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the underlying factors as well. Is one of the main underlying factors is being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes people struggle with that. You know, I've struggled with it. I'm sure a lot of people struggle with like being honest with what you can actually withstand
Right.
in any situation.
Yeah, and being honest is not, weakness. Burnout isn't weakness. It's just a sign that you've been strong for too long without support. So when you finally open up and honest about something and ask for help, ask for support, that's where the growth is. That's where, we have to grow, and the only way we can move forward. So be honest with yourself. That's all I got to say. Honest with yourself. All right, that'll be it. Thank you guys for listening to the One Life Podcast. I'm your boy, Mike, to the M to the I to the C. My boy, Trent. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for all you do, though, seriously.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate this conversation. Learned a little bit more about you today.
Oh, yeah?
See, by having these conversations, you learn about people,
you
man.
do.
I love that, though.
That's
But,
true.
yeah, appreciate you, though.
So.
And we out of here.